no idea what Deck's saying about this guy's tire. Apparently it's got rubber. We are Valley Trail Riders, Father's Day 2021. My first race back from a rib injury I suffered in Portland. A little rusty, but overall pretty happy with that start. I think we had 25, maybe 25 plus riders today, and I came in there probably, I don't know, the top third of the class there off the start. So the beginning of the section of this course flowed pretty well. It was some pretty tight single track throughout, but off the start they did a nice job designing, laying out this track so that you didn't have these big bottlenecks off the start. You know, there were a couple slow spots here and there, but I think for going directly into the woods, they did a pretty nice job having it a pretty flowing trail to begin, to kind of get us some separation. And I think the minute starts intervals rather than 30 seconds helped out. Obviously, when you got a 10-mile course, you're able to do that. When you're looking at a 6 to 7 mile, it makes it a little more difficult to go minute intervals, but not a lot of bottlenecks. Even the first lap, it took us a little bit longer to catch the class in front of us than normal with that minute start. So I think that was a welcome decision to go with the minute goes. Little bit of a bottleneck here. I think we're coming up to the bridge, and there was a rider off to the left side of the bridge up here having a rough day. Installed the bike, couple riders get around me. There goes Deck. Battling for that position there. And we're back on our way.
Deck, you always gotta be in my videos.
Having a lot of fun out here today. Literally the first time on the bike since I crashed in Portland. Hadn't even ridden around the yard, so just trying to get back in the flow of things and get some of that seat time back in. I didn't plan on running this entire race just because I hadn't ridden at all, so I ended up doing 2 laps here today, and ribs started to hurt a little bit. In an area they hadn't really hurt before, so just all the bouncing around and movement on the trail. Pretty rough trail here at Vally, but I don't think anything serious in there. Just still in the process of healing up a little bit, but plan on being out at the Sprint Enduro next weekend as well, up here at C&B, right down the road from Vally, 3 miles I think. So looking forward to that one. Do plan on racing that entire event if I can hold up. So I think the downside to knowing you're not going to plan on racing the entire event going into it, not nearly as aggressive as I would have typically been in certain situations. Just kind of laying back, letting the race come to me, just trying to stay out of trouble and not go down. That was my goal going into this, so it worked out. Falling a little too close there, had a little bit of funny angle, just didn't feel comfortable scooting out around the edge there and gave up a couple positions there. And again, I think it's the mindset, you know, just going into it, trying not to hurt myself again. Gonna take some time to build that confidence back, I think. I want to highlight Mark Becker here. This man did one heck of a job laying out this course today. Had an awesome riders meeting speech. I mean, the guy's got a machete strapped to his hip here, out here clearing trail where needed to eliminate bottlenecks. So hats off to him and everybody at Vally for putting on this event here today. Sighting there, out walking around, making sure no one's cutting his course. Overall conditions really good today. Dusty in the fields and on the little moto section, the enduro section, but other than that, the trail was in great shape. Other than all the roots and whatnot, but you're gonna have that when you're woods racing, tight woods racing too. Some of this stuff, bars barely fit in between. I tend to override trails like this and overgrip the bike. My hands were feeling it pretty good just after riding 2 laps, and pretty fatigued, just overriding, like I said, just gripping too hard. I think I'm constantly thinking my bars are gonna hit these trees, so I'm just hanging on for dear life sometimes. Road crossings right there. That's about the only places you can make passes here in some of this stuff, unless somebody was virtually just pulling over to get out of your way. Wait for someone to screw up and try to capitalize on it. actually my second time doing the voiceover on this video. First time I did the voiceover, went back to upload, and something was gone on the file. It would not compress the file, couldn't export it. Messed with it for probably an hour and a half trying to figure out where those files went. Couldn't find them, so here I am doing this voiceover for a second time, which is never fun. Let that rider go by there after I held him up after hitting the tree, and that's our first row 14 rider, the Team C class. We're almost 20 minutes in, and their top riders are just coming through now, so typically they're on us within 4 or 5 minutes into the race, so that just goes to show you how difficult it was here to pass today, taking them much longer to get through the field to get up to us. So positions were valuable. You didn't want to give up those spots because they were hard to get back. But I think let's see, that was Wolf going by there. I think Ballman's probably going to be coming through pretty quick here. They ended up winning the event today for Team C. Jake and my son Braden, their first win for their PM session. So super pumped for them. Happened on Father's Day. Very proud of those two 14-year-olds out here competing in the afternoon session in Team C. So real excited for them to get their first win. Starting to make a lot of little mistakes, like already just overriding a little bit, just not feeling comfortable on the bike quite yet. Missed the rear brake a couple times going to some turns, and I think that's probably what I did there. I was just going to overshoot it because I missed the brake. But I mean, you can see even the faster riders that I let by there, they can't go anywhere. They're not getting away from me. They're just getting held up by other riders with nowhere to go. So again, didn't want to give up those positions if you could prevent it. yeah, I can hear some faster riders come up behind me. Just gonna pull off here, get out of their way, let them get on with the race. And these are some of those row 14 riders from Team C, some of the top riders there. So just pull over, move out of the way, get back on the track. And that's Mr. Bauman, race winner for Team C there in front of us. Follow him for a little bit. They did a nice job laying out the course here as far as marking the trail. So the ribbon and the arrows, there was never a time where I felt like I didn't know where to go. Very well laid out trail, very well marked the entire way, I felt. Man, look at that. I just got around Jake Bauman like he was standing still. Jake, don't tell me I've never passed you, man. Lazy shifting going on out there, man. I probably hit neutral half dozen times on the first lap alone.
Pretty smooth here.
Well, coming up in the last couple minutes of the video here, but I didn't get the entire first lap. Apparently I've got a GoPro battery issue with one of my older batteries, one that I've had for probably 4 or 5 years now, maybe. But I didn't know which one was which when I put them in. The battery was 100% charged, but I only got about 35 minutes of video when I should have gotten an hour plus, maybe an hour and 10 minutes shooting at 4K. So I'm gonna order a couple new batteries so I can get the entire first lap moving forward. But do plan on putting out an entire first lap of the Team C Braden and Bauman race later in the week. So if you're looking to see the entire course, check that one out. I think the only section you're not going to see here is the grass track and the enduro cross section there. So we will work to get those other videos out. Like I said, we'll get some newer batteries for these GoPros moving forward here. Got a row 10 rider here separating Deck and I that are in the same class, so I'm gonna try to get around him just so I can maintain pace here with Deck. Watch how fast I reel him in here, man. It's like he's not even moving out there. Gonna get right up on him here real quick. I'm just playing Deck, man. I couldn't hang with you the second lap. You just started slowly pulling away. We finished probably, I don't know, 5 seconds apart lap 1. Deck was directly in front of me, and by midway through lap 2 he just started gradually pulling away, and I couldn't hang with him anymore. I was getting too tired, too worn out. So I think Deck had a 8th place finish on the day, so continuing to log those top 10 finishes there. I think that puts him probably top 6 in points at this point. So good job, Deck. Keep up the good ride, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you at the Sprint Enduro next week.